Alrighty. Let's get some music going. And alright, let's wait for website to catch up here. Oop, he says. There we go. Looks like everything is working. Well, just about anyway. Close enough. Wait for some people to filter in. And we'll start on this beast. Oop. A little bit far from the microphone here. There we go. Maybe this will work better for you. Oh boy. Well, hi. It's a DJ sick? Sorry. I seem sick. I hope you're not sick. I hope you're sick in a good way. You young kids in your newfangled language. Get off my lawn. Yes. Okay, good. I'm not sick. Okay. Good. I hope you're not sick. I hope you're sick in the good way. Hello, fellow kids. That was pretty bad, sorry. Alright. So this was supposed to be Tuesday, but Amazon decided that I'm going to have this today instead. So we're doing this today instead. And we're going to replace the battery in my old 5X. I have a new phone now. I'm not actually using this Nexus. I have a Pixel 3, but this Nexus I would like to use for something fun. I'm not sure what yet, but as you can see, it's seen better days. Got a little bit of battery bulge there, which terrifies me slightly. Also, the fact that I've never actually torn apart a phone before does not help. This is literally the first time in my life that I've ever torn apart a phone. But how hard could it be? Famous last words. I have the equipment to do it at least. I have myself a little repair kit here, which I've abused in the past, and I have my trusty Nanch screwdriver set, which will probably help a lot in this. I may not have all the bits in this kit over here, so we'll have to see. And I have the iFixit repair guide, which will help. So, following the repair guide, I'm going to remove the SIM tray, if I can. Uh-oh. See if I can actually remove this. There it goes. I don't believe I have a card in here. Oh, I do. Why is there a Verizon card in here? It confuses me a lot. Is this Verizon? I don't use Verizon. I'm confused. Or is this like a... Huh. I don't know. Oh, it might be my old SIM card from when I was using the... What is it? The contractless whatever. I forget what the specific name of it was. No, I use Google Fi, but you know. Alright. So that's the first step done. Removing the SIM card tray. Alright, so now I need to remove the rear panel. So that's done by basically putting a pick or something in there. Looks like I can probably use this, or this might be too thick, but or this maybe, or there's a lot of tools for this. I'm gonna try and use maybe like this guy here and see if I can open him up. So, fair warning, this is the first time I've ever opened a phone. This is the first time I've ever done any kind of phone repairs or anything this complex, and the battery, as you can see, is slightly bulging, very slightly. But this phone has been out of commission for a couple of years actually, so I'm hoping that it's safe enough to use, or safe enough to open. The battery hopefully is dead by now. I can't seem to get my spudger in here. What if there's a sealant on here? Because I had this phone repaired a couple of times by some professionals. I had the battery replaced a couple of times, which, now that I think about it, it's maybe a bad sign. That is in fact a Verizon SIM. Huh. That's really strange. I don't know why I have a Verizon SIM in there. Because I don't use Verizon, I never have. Very odd. Thank you, TND, please. I mean, I can sort of get these separated. I don't know if you see that. I can kind of get them separated, but I'm worried I'm going to do too much damage to the phone. And it sort of feels like there's like an adhesive or something on here. Maybe the repair people put an adhesive on it, in which case maybe I should use my hot air rework station and blow some hot air onto the edges. Doing that so close to a battery kind of scares me, but... Hello, it's the Hexer Dynamo. Yes, I can read lead speak. I'm down with the cool kids. Alright. Let's use the hot air reworked. And blow a little bit of hot air on this thing. Let's turn this way down. Let's go to like 300 degrees. There we go. I really like my my rework station because it you got my name right. That's rare. Appreciate it. I really like my rework station because it heats up really fast, actually, like surprisingly fast. Okay. There are quite a few Verizon MVNOs. We're using one of them. It's possible that I was using one because of my previous carrier. So before I switched over to Google Fi, I used one of those no plan carriers. I forgot exactly what the one I used was, but they're just basically you buy the SIM card, you pay per month, and then you just get service. So it's entirely possible that they use Verizon. God, this is not coming up. And I'm just afraid I'm gonna like break this at this point. Ugh. Actually, I'm afraid I'm gonna break my my plastic bit there. It was really bending. So I'm going to use maybe a metal spudger. This is where things get a little bit risky. I didn't want to use metal, but might have to. They make this seem so easy on the iFixit guide. This is not easy. Am I sure I'm opening the back? I am. Okay. Place the opening. Okay, hang on. Can you later make a video on GPG? Installation and usage. Oh, yeah, GPG is actually not too complicated. Yeah, of course. I could probably do that. It sounds like a good video. Place the opening pick in the opening of the SIM card tray slot and twist it sideways to release the first plastic clip that holds the rear panel in place. Ah. What's up?
Do you need a guitar pick?
No. Oh, hey. Thank you, Exer, for the follow. Ugh. I feel like I'm gonna bust the, Oh my god. I feel like I'm gonna break something. What's up? I didn't know you were streaming on Twitch. Yeah. I stream on Twitch, Mixer, and YouTube simultaneously. It's beautiful. I feel like there should not be this much force involved in getting this open. Something's wrong. I don't know what it is though, because again, I've never done this before. So again, I'm assuming that there is like an adhesive here that I'm supposed to be melting or something, or releasing. Because they're using basically a guitar pick, what looks like a guitar pick, in the iFixit guide. So it feels like that should be like enough, but I'm using this pretty strong plastic here, and it's not lifting. Ugh. It's sort of lifting, but not. I think I finally got it. Ah! Oh my god, I got it, finally. Jesus. Finally opened it. Oh my god. That took some effort.
Was that the phone that was about to blow up that one day?
Yes, this is the phone that's still about to probably blow up.
Oh, let me see. Did you get it open?
Not quite. And then the second stage of this, which is using this plastic spudger thing to so I guess I get underneath the corner there and start peeling this up along the side. I think what I was trying to do is I was trying to lift. There's like two pieces here. It's really hard to see. There's like two pieces there. I was trying to get underneath that first one, and in fact I was supposed to get underneath the second one here. I didn't even realize that was two pieces. They were like glued together. Oh god. There is a fair risk of this exploding on me, just by how roughly I'm handling it. I'm just manhandling this thing. Heat plus expanded battery equals boom. Yeah, exactly. Use a hammer, power of 10,000.
Are you sure you don't need a guitar pick like the picture says?
That's actually like an official like iFixit repair pick, but I'm trying to do this using the equipment that I have.
I have a guitar pick if you need it.
No, I don't. Thank you though. That's kind of what I'm concerned about, is the battery going explodey on me.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the hospital's already like overflowing right now.
Yeah, I'd really prefer not to go to the hospital today. I'm trying very hard not to. But this is seriously not easy. Like, again, these these guides make it seem so easy. They're like, oh yeah, just lift this up over here, it's fine. And I'm sitting here like, are you kidding me? You have to like actually get a metal spudger in here. There's clips all along here that I'm hopefully not breaking. Do you have a fire extinguisher nearby? Nope. Net Hunter? Actually, yeah, I was planning on putting Net Hunter on this thing, I think, if, if I don't break it. The trick is to not break it. At least I get this part done. I had to use the metal spudger, though, not the plastic one. I feel like I'm just destroying the plastic spudger at this point. Look at that pour. Eesh. I can imagine the headlines tomorrow. Idiot Twitch streamer tries to open phone with exploded battery. Ends up in hospital. I'm going to try very hard not to. But no promises.
If you hurt yourself, I am going to hurt you.
No promises. What's wrong with the phone again? I don't know if you see this. That is the battery in the back there. That's what's wrong with it. So I have a new battery. This guy right here. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to fix. Okay. God, this sucks. This is why you get professionals to do it, because idiots like me should not be handling these kinds of toys. Just like destroying the back of this phone. Thick as fuck. Yeah, I agree. It is definitely a thick phone. Not in a good way either. It's the kind of thick you don't want. To be fair, you don't want thickness in a phone, but it's definitely not the kind of thickness you want. I don't know how these guys managed to like do these phones. Again, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of adhesive or something on the side of this that I need to melt and hopefully not catch on fire. Do you not just pull it up with your fingers at this point? I'm not sure. Apparently there's clips all around the side of it. So I mean, the iFixit guide says to keep using the spudger to pull up the clips along the edge. You're supposed to, like,
Hey, you know what?
get with your fingers at some
Let me hit
point.
Really?
I can handle it.
I am certain that you cannot.
Oh, come on, smoke a ton of weed in
Okay.
my ass.
Hang on a minute. Let's skip this one. Yeah, not sure that I'm going to be able to lift it up with my fingers. Not without, like, breaking the back of it, I don't think. I think I've somehow successfully resealed it. So that's something. Because now it's much, much harder to get up. Oop, excuse me while I hurt myself over here. I am seriously destroying the back of this phone. Okay. So let's not use the hot air reworkstation and not kill myself. Hulk mode. The nails are long enough to replace a plastic spudger. Oh boy, I keep hearing cracks. Well, there's something anyway. I've been trying to... I guess this does work. I've been trying to use the spudgers because it seems more professional, but I feel like I'm just damaging the phone more than I am anything else. Really glad this battery is really dead, because otherwise I'd have turned this phone on about 6 times by now. It would have been incredibly annoying. Just ripped the whole back off my fingers at that point, yeah. I'm really trying not to damage the back, simply because I don't have another back to replace this with. Trying not to being the key phrase there. I think I've been unsuccessful thus far in doing so. That didn't sound good. Holy shit. Ow, first of all.
Good. Kill yourself.
Ah, that really hurt. Oh, they're fine. That just hurt for a minute. So, yeah, that's the battery. That's, a little bulgy, isn't it? Yeesh. Let's see what damage I did to the side of this thing. It's soft plastic, so it shouldn't be too bad. I don't see too much damage to the side of this, which means that maybe I damaged the front case instead, which would make me very sad.
I don't see too much damage with this.
I don't see too much damage on this side either, but it's hard to tell. Well,
Nice
yeah,
pillow.
yeah, nice pillow, exactly. Okay, well, now what do I do? Let's see. Tilt the opening pick to lift the rear panel a bit. Oh, there are 2 more plastic clips next to the fingerprint sensor. I probably should have read ahead, you know. Oh well. Remove the rear panel. I got to that point. Remove the 10 3.6mm Phillips screws that secure the mid-frame? Mid-frame? What the hell is a mid-frame? this whole area here. And apparently there's dog hair and stuff in here. There we go.
Poke it with a pin.
Poke it with a pin. No.
You want it to explode, don't you?
Let's say no. This one might work. Let's see. No, it should be okay. I keep accidentally hitting the power button. Again, I'm really glad that this battery is super dead. Okay, let's try this. I mean, I could use a little bit more natural light, and the light up top would be nice. Still, I could use more natural light in the light up top.
Oh, I thought you said you were okay.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Okay. Magnetic dish. What can possibly go wrong? Just gonna stick magnets right next to the phone. Pretty powerful magnets too, actually. Surprisingly powerful. Alright, so we've got a screw here, looks like. How are you going to dispose of it? I haven't figured that out yet. Let me slightly magnetize my screwdriver head here. Screw here. One up top, and one top right. Top right for me, top left for you. I'm not quite sure how or where to dispose of these lithium-ion batteries. I'll have to figure that out. And then there are 4 down here. Ah. Okay. Next step. Insert the opening pick into the SIM card tray slot and twist the opening pick sideways to release the plastic clips. Oh, so I'm basically removing this top half here, it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna try using, again, the plastic spudger for this. I can see the clips this time, which helps a ton. Continue sliding the pick around the upper part of the midframe to release the plastic clips, and then use the plastic pick to pry open the plastic clips along the edge of the midframe on the bottom edge. Make sure the clips along the long edge are released. The midframe is prone to break here if they are not disconnected properly. Oh. Okay, good to know. Okay. Let's see. This one. Here, okay, that one looks free. Excellent. That's free. Again, just putting my phone right next to a magnet. Excellent. I can't believe that worked. Wow. Ooh, this feels loose. Oh, that's the button. Ah, that's cool. Okay, this is suddenly really cool. Okay, use a spudger, edge of a spudger to pry up and disconnect the battery flex cable located at the bottom right. Looks like they're actually using this exact tool right here too, which I guess it doesn't really matter, but. Okay, so that's disconnected. And use an eye opener to loosen the adhesive beneath the battery. Ah, there's adhesive beneath the battery. Right. Okay, this feels like it's going to be very dangerous. Well. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. How do I do this without killing it? No, I feel like metal's not going to be my friend here. Do I, like, heat it up? Just do not use the metal spudger. Ah, that came about half a second too late. Okay, this is really nerve-wracking. Try your best not to deform the battery during the following removal process. Soft-shell lithium-ion batteries can leak dangerous chemicals, catch fire, or even explode if damaged. I think we're already past that point. Do not use excessive force or pry at the battery with metal tools. Right, should be fine as long as you don't puncture it. Okay. Under the bottom left corner of the battery and gently pry upwards. Oh boy. Only located beneath the edges of the battery, so no need to pry beneath its center. If you're having trouble prying at the battery, the adhesive may not be loose enough, you can apply some isopropyl alcohol under the corner of the battery to allow it to penetrate. You know what? I have a little bit of isopropyl. And by a little, I mean a giant freaking jug of it. So I'm going to try this. I'm just gonna pour isopropyl everywhere. Thankfully it, dries. What in the world are you doing? I don't know either. I'll be entirely honest, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this battery, a very exploded, bulging battery, out of this phone so I can replace it with this battery. Guitar pick does seem like a good option to slide underneath the battery, I know. Seems like the isopropyl is actually doing some work though. I'm able to get kind of underneath there. I need something a little bit thinner than these, which I do have, but unfortunately it's metal. And that's not something I particularly want to mess with today. The isopropyl is doing a ton of work though. I can feel the battery kind of coming off. So I'm gonna try and figure out a way to maybe pour the isopropyl on the battery compartment without spilling it all over the place. In fact, I have the tiniest little bottle right here. I'm just gonna spill literally all over the place. Well, I tried. Whatever, it's isopropyl. It's 99.9%, it should be fine. If it works and you don't blow your house up, I will follow you. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Hopefully I don't blow my house up. I can actually see the battery coming up though. This isopropyl is seriously working really nice. See, again, since I've had this battery replaced a couple of times, I'm not actually sure where the adhesive is. Or even what kind of adhesive it is. Additionally, I don't have anything to replace the adhesive with. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I believe in you. Thank you. I wish I could say the same. Okay. Need a little bit more isopropyl down there, I think. The alcohol is actually working somehow. Now I gotta refill this tiny little bottle. People actually use Mixer? Yeah. It's kind of popular, actually. I was recommended to give it a shot, and so I did. Ah! Aha! Wow, look at that thing. That is massive. Now that's content. Thanks. I appreciate it, I think. I figured people might, you know, enjoy watching me blow myself up, so I figured I'd stream it. I was gonna do this anyway, and I was just like, you know, this seems like something people might want to watch. Now I've got isopropyl literally everywhere. I have got so much alcohol. Feels like I should have done this while I was drinking, but maybe that was a bad idea. Well, I didn't do it, so thankfully that probably wouldn't have been a good idea. Okay. So now insert the flat end, blah 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 blah. Okay, so do not reuse the battery after it has been removed. Yes. Before installing a new battery, remove any remaining adhesive from the phone and clean the glued areas with isopropyl and a lint-free cloth. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, free face cam on the table, I know, right? If I had it, I'd puncture it. I know, that's... again, this is the first time I've ever opened a phone before, so just the fact that I was able to remove the battery is awesome. I hope that the phone still works afterward. We will see, though. The front is also kind of cracked, although that's actually a screen protector, so that should be fine. I've shown my face before, it's fine. I've had face cams and stuff. I need a cloth or something to wipe this off with. I have a cleaning brush, but no cloth. I'm just gonna let this dry. Wonder if I can grab a paper towel. You got a paper towel? I got a paper towel. Sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm in my own little world.
I know you are. I'm hoping I didn't destroy any adhesive underneath here or something. I probably did. There's isopropyl all over it. Yeah, moment of truth. I don't know. We'll have to find out. It looks like I may have slightly bent one of these clips. I don't know if you can see it's slightly off center. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Oh, did you get the battery out?
I did get the battery out. Hopefully relatively consequence-free.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Get rid of this. There we go. I don't have one of them fancy claws, unfortunately, so this is gonna have to do. Get a text if it works. Yeah. I assume test? Yeah. I'm hoping that it does work. Yeah, I'll have to... I watched a couple of videos where people were repairing phones. So, I'm hoping I learned a couple of things from those, and I think I did. One of those being, yes, test it to see if it actually works before putting it all back together. Looks like that's maybe where the adhesive was. Or some of the adhesive. Okay. So now that's been cleaned. Yeah, that isopropyl trick really helped a ton. That was awesome. Yeah. Alright. Let's put the new battery in. Oh, there's a sticky bit there at the top. A sticky bit, he says. That's tape. That's what we call tape. Alright, secure the new battery with a pre-cut adhesive or double-sided adhesive tape in order to position it correctly. Apply the new adhesive to the phone at the places where the old adhesive was located, not directly onto the battery. Press the new battery into place firmly for 5 to 10 seconds. I assume that means that I just kind of attach this bit here. Try to attach this bit. There we go. It's clicked into place. And then I just put this on here, like this. Okay. Moment of truth. If I press the power button, will it explode? In fact, I'm going to hold it into place like this while I turn it on. The answer is maybe? I wonder if it's dead. The battery, I mean. Nope, the screen isn't dead or something. Alright, we will put... Is there any purpose to doing this? No, because it doesn't cover the battery. Okay. Oh, the battery's in place. If not a little bit wibbly. A little bit. It's fine. So let me try to maybe charge it. This is USB-C, I think. It's not a good sign that it doesn't turn on, but I'll plug it into my computer and hope it doesn't explode. Please work. That's a slight problem. Uh-oh. Doesn't seem to want to turn on. Let's see, what could be the problem? So I remember, so I stopped using this phone because one day it just didn't turn on anymore. And I assumed that was probably due to the fact that the batteries seemed to be, well, exploding. Is that Kapton tape covering some of the contacts? Yeah, probably. No, these are just resistors. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be wanting to turn on. So I wonder, what did I break? And was it broken before? Because you would assume these batteries come about half charged. But maybe the screen is dead? Does it power on with no battery connected? Oh, you mean connected to the USB cable directly? Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Doesn't seem like it now. It's possible that the entire phone is just dead, but I would like to try and fix it, even if it is. Like, how much does a new main board for this thing cost? I don't know. Looks like I might have torn out a couple of the clips here, actually, looking at that. Kind of looks, yeah, not good. No, it doesn't seem to be powering on with no battery. So that could be a slight issue. So what would cause that? See, this is a Nexus 5X. Screen not powering, not turning on, I guess. And yeah, I'm sure that the cable works. I'm not sure at all. But I have my Pixel 3 here that I can test. And to top it off, a brand new anchor cable. Yeah, try the stupid stuff. Yeah, exactly. So this is a brand new anchor cable. This should work. Let's see. I'll just plug it into my PC, which isn't much voltage, but... Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That lettering is huge. I don't know what just happened. Something happened. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know. The lettering was too large to read. I suppose I didn't set that up correctly. Alright, so this one is charging. Slowly, but it's charging. this one is not. I didn't hear any sort of sound from the computer indicating that this is actually turning on. Let's try reconnecting the battery. Maybe it needs a battery to function. I wouldn't assume that it does, but it's possible. I've got isopropyl all over my hands. Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Don't mind me, I'm just gonna touch the battery, it's fine. As it's charging, some unknown battery in an open phone. It doesn't seem to be responding. And it's entirely possible that I exploded this phone earlier when it wouldn't turn on. Because this battery was actually, it was bulging for a couple of days before the phone kicked the bucket, and I had to buy a new one. So it's possible I destroyed or damaged my phone by using a bad battery. Let's see. Is there any obvious signs of damage? Like a burnt component? Can you diagnose what was wrong with the phone? I don't think I have the tools to do that. No, I don't believe I can successfully diagnose the phone. What I know is that the screen doesn't seem to be turning on. Now, whether or not the entire phone turns on, that's a different story. All I know is I'm getting a black screen, right? What happens if I drop the new battery? Okay, what happens if I plug the battery in, right? I plug this guy in. I turn it on, or attempt to turn it on. And I try the volume keys. I'm not feeling any vibrations, and if I remember correctly, the 5X did have some sort of vibration in it whenever you... Probably when it booted up, actually. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there was vibration when the phone booted up, when the Google logo comes on. I wonder if there's any test points on the phone to check battery voltage directly from the battery connector. The pins are so small, yeah. My issue is that these pins are tiny. I'm sure there's testing points along the board, but I'm not sure where they are, and I'm not sure that I have the correct tools to actually test them. That's the problem with replacing the battery in an unknown phone, is that I don't know if the phone itself actually works. Like, I know the battery was dead, but that was all I knew for sure. I don't see any obvious signs of damage to the phone. Looks like I can lift this PCB out, probably. Hopefully without damaging it. like how there's just this long stretch of PCB in here, just to fuck with you in case you lift it up just a little bit. It'll just break on you. Looks like there's nothing really holding this PCB in. Seems like the screws might be it. Rip battery, yeah. I do have a multimeter, but I'm not sure where I should be poking the multimeter, honestly. And if the contacts are even, oh man, large enough for that. It looks like there's points maybe here for the testing, but let me see. Nexus 5X test points. Test pads, maybe? Test pads. Nexus 5X PCB test pads. Not sure where to search for this. It's one post made by a guy. Okay. I'm not sure if these two pads are even connected. It looks like they might be. I assume they might be, right? But you never know. I have my multimeter. And some clips, but what I really need is the probes. Probity probes. So, these guys. Boop. Channel you're in, Inner Louis Rosman. Actually, I did see that channel. I haven't watched any of the content on it, though. I've seen it pop up in my feed a couple of times. Well. Who knows? Let's see. I'm just gonna start sticking these along the contacts and see if anything if there's continuity anywhere. Or how best should I go about this? Should I do a continuity test? If so, where? Should I try the multimeter? Or should I try, sorry, not the multimeter, the checking the voltage of maybe the battery pinout here. Let's see. Of the battery contacts. It's possible that I have here right there. Perfect. I can actually see what the battery's putting out. Looks like it's putting out 3.7 volts. Okay, that's a start. Battery is putting out 3.7 volts. What is the voltage that this should be? Nexus 5X battery voltage. 3.8 volts for a battery. So 3.7 is pretty close, which means that it should be at like 80% charge, this battery. So it's not a problem with the battery, at least. The battery seems like it functions perfectly fine, or at least 3.7 volts while not under load. So maybe 80% while not under load, but you know, that battery voltage test requires the battery to be under load while testing it. So probably not super accurate, but at least it's putting out a voltage. Okay. I can't seem to get at those contacts while this is plugged in, unfortunately. Or if I could, I would need like a really tiny tool. Is there? Can I like take this off? Why is this twist? What's the purpose of these twisting? Huh. I'll be entirely honest, I'm not sure where to go from here. How do I even begin testing this? What do I do? It's the real question. Like, sure, I have a multimeter, but what purpose is a multimeter if I don't know where to stick the contacts without, you know, destroying anything? I'm sure this doesn't turn on. Yes. Fairly certain this doesn't turn on. Is it just the screen? No, I think if it were just the screen that were dead, then I would feel like a vibration on the phone as the Google logo came up. I feel like maybe the processor is fried. The main board? Is there a replacement for the main board on the 5X? I'm sure there is. Trusty Amazon. Probably eBay is a good option as well, but let's see. Nexus 5X motherboard. That's not what I wanted. Okay. LCD display, touchscreen digitizer assembly. That's not quite what I wanted either, but that might help. Depending on if the screen is actually dead. Isn't the back piece connected to the motherboard? Is it required to power on? Huh. You know, I'm not actually sure. You know what? Fuck it. Let's try it. It looks like there might be some contacts on the back piece. Oh shit, yeah, the fingerprint reader. You know, I'm not sure. We can give it a shot. That's a great idea, thank you. I mean, screw it, why not, right? Now reassembly is a bitch. Okay, make sure everything's seated correctly. Okay, that should be all connected. Let's put the screws back in. just to make sure everything is firmly held in place, basically. In case there's a contact there that you know, absolutely needs to be held down or something. Yeah, where were these screws? Feels like there should have been one right here, right? Just not, yeah, it's not going in. Why is it not going in? Now it's going in. Jesus. Excuse me while I just poke the battery with the screwdriver, it's fine. Oh, it's because I'm pushing it through Kevlar tape. So you're like, why is this not working? Oh, the tape. Right.
Oh, summer. It sounds good right now after what we just experienced, doesn't it? Grilling out, lawns being mowed, and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with summer.
There we go. Is this all screwed in? It seems like these were all the same thread screws and everything, so it doesn't seem to matter. I did double check that just in case I was mistaken, but it seems like I am not, and that these are fine. Also, I forgot the 5X actually had the USB-C charging cable port thing, so that's neat. I think it was the Nexus 5, the original 5, that had the micro USB charging port. I remember one of my old phones did. I've been kind of a Google, phone person forever. My first phone, or not my first phone, but the phone that I kind of started with was a flip phone, and I had that for years, many years. LG, yeah. Yep. Okay, let's see if this power's on. What just happened? Oh, it just fell out. For a minute there, I thought it exploded. Okay. That gave me a slight heart attack. It's fine. Okay, so I did hold down the power button for a minute there, and I didn't feel any vibration, which slightly worries me. What happens if I plug it in? Not feeling anything. It's entirely possible I fried the processor in the main board with the old battery. We can try and get this on, see if it works. Again, I'm not 100% convinced here, but it's worth a shot. So when I was, what, 5-ish years ago? 5-ish years ago that I first kind of moved to the big city. 7 years ago. And it was only 5 years ago that I had my kind of but kind of phone of my own, and that was a flip phone, like an old style flip phone, like not the flip phones you see today, but like a flip phone from the 90s, 2000s, and I had it for pretty much my entire life. And it was only when I started working at a kiosk that sold screen protectors that I eventually bought myself a new phone. We'll put the SIM card, I guess, question mark, back in. Oh no, let's not put a SIM card back in. So I think my number's still on it or something. Oop. Well, the good news is the phone's bulge is gone. Is it just me, or is this slightly bent? Is the phone slightly bent to you? It looks slightly bent to me. I did have a flip phone 5 years ago. Yeah. I then bought myself a cheap smartphone, and then I bought myself a Nexus 5X, and then now I have myself a Pixel 3. So all of those phones, I basically ran out. I used them until they died, and same with the Pixel 3 here. I think I'm just going to use it until it dies. I don't have a particular reason to stop using it.
I don't understand how you can do that.
What, use a phone till it dies?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy. You just keep using it, and then it dies eventually. And I'm not sure that this is going to turn on, which does make me a little sad. But the good news is it's no longer a danger to me. Look at that. It's actually, yeah, cut down on that bulge a ton. And in fact, the screen bulge is gone too. The screen protector is cracked along the middle here, but the screen itself underneath is fine. I had an iPhone 6 5 years ago. Get the new model every year. Water damage? I'm not sure. I don't believe there would be any water damage, no. I never dropped it in the toilet or anything like that. I take very good care of my phones. At least until they die. Or the battery implodes. Or explodes. Still not sure what I'm going to do with this old battery, or how I'm going to recycle it, but I'll figure it out. 6S. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get the whole getting a new model phone every year thing, because I have a phone that works perfectly fine. My Pixel 3. I finally caved and got a pop socket, and it's actually been incredibly useful a lot. So I don't know. I have the Pixel 3. It's still fairly new. It works really well. Hasn't slowed down or anything. Even if it does, I could probably fix that. Honestly, I've never had to replace it or do anything. I've never dropped it. At least not from a height. Yeah, I don't know. So as far as this phone goes, let's see, what are my options? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a main board for this on eBay or AliExpress or something. And I'm going to try replacing the main board in this thing, because I think the digitizer and screen are still good. And if they aren't, then I can just buy a new digitizer and screen on Amazon. I'm going to rebuild my Nexus 5X, essentially. I think that's what I'm going to do. Unfortunately, it's going to take a couple weeks for things to ship from AliExpress and eBay. But, yeah, honestly, I think it'd be really cool and fun to get this thing working. I want to get this working. So, one way or another, that's going to happen. the first step was the battery replacement, and then I'm going to basically open up this phone again for the second time and get the motherboard or the main board replaced on it, because it looks like I was just able to lift that up as soon as I got all the screws out. The screws were the hard part, or the back was the hard part. And it looks like it didn't actually do too much damage to it. There's a little bit right there, which is not great, but I can get a new back if I need to. And yes, note to self, don't use hot air. It will just glue the phone to itself. Yeah, I'm gonna get a main board off eBay or AliExpress in a couple weeks, and hopefully it'll ship soon. And then I will try the new main board and see if that works. That'll be really cool. In the meantime, I do actually have another thing that I want to do today. And that is open up my laptop and replace the tile in it. So we'll quickly switch gears. In the meantime, how is everybody? Yes, I will be ordering new parts from eBay or something. This will continue. I'm not going to give up on it. But for now, I don't have the parts to replace it with, so. Phone to laptop. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. I use no case and no screen protector on my phone. Ah, that might explain some things. So do you have to replace your phone every year, right? Or do you have to, or do you just want to? The question isn't, do you have to replace your phone every year? The question is, why do you replace your phone every year?
Because I want the new latest and greatest. Don't judge me.
Yeah. A lot of people, yeah, they just want the latest and greatest, which is fine. But that's not me. Oops. There we go. Ah, tea. I love tea. There we go. Gonna need these in a minute, but oh, let me demagnetize my screwdriver. Yeah. I want to demagnetize this one. Come on. And then I'll remagnetize another one. And take good care of my devices. Okay, good. Yeah. See, I don't rent phones. I buy them. There we go. For example, the Pixel 3 here that I have, I straight up bought it, and it cost me $1,000. But it will last me years. I won't have to replace it. Not for years to come. Okay, so I have another tile. And if I have the space, I can put my laptop down. There we go. I have the HP Omen 15. It's a fantastic laptop. Yeah, if I rented my phone, then it would probably be better, or not better for me, but it would be better to trade in every week, or every year. But for me, since I buy, it doesn't make any financial sense. I don't want to buy $1,000 phone every single year. But contracts are also killer, and I hate them. In order to get a rented phone, you usually have to get a contract with it, and I prefer Google Fi. There's a few reasons I prefer Fi. One of them is that I can use multiple different cell towers, so I'm not stuck or locked to like Verizon cell towers or anything, or Sprint or T-Mobile or whatever. I can use all of them at the same time, and it is amazing. Because if we're out in the middle of nowhere, everyone else doesn't get service, and I still do. Because I'm not locked to a particular carrier. This one seems too big. This one seems fine. Yeah, it's time to replace the tile. In my laptop. It's been about a year, and the tile in it is slowly dying. So I'm going to quickly replace it. I've already set it up on my phone. In fact, I tried to replace it yesterday, but I'm a moron and swapped the tiles by accident. So I put the old one back into my laptop, and the new one's just sitting here on the desk. So, that was dumb. Me. Slightly magnetic. Let me remagnetize my screwdriver. This particular operation I've done a few times. I've had this laptop, I don't know, for 3 years, 4 years, and I've replaced the tile in it a few times, so. At least I know what I'm doing with this one. There we go. And then this one was a particular pain in the ass. I think something happened on the underside of this where the screw is supposed to go in, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. See what happened. Okay. That's all the screws. Just move this out of the way. Oh yeah, just put it right next to the laptop where everything can be magnetized. It's fine. Hopefully that didn't do anything bad. Let's see. Need my spudger. If that doesn't work on iPhones completely, it locks it to T-Mobile. Oof, that sucks. Well, it's not too bad. At least you can still use Fi. And Fi has some good features, like the free VPN. I mean, you know, it's a VPN by Google, so of course Google is probably taking that data. But, you know, free. It's a VPN. Let's see. why, but this one seems to be like it was used for something. I'll have to fix that, I think. Should be able to melt that off with the hot air again. There we go. Slowly getting this off. Come on. You know you want to come off. There it goes. You can use multiple networks with just using eSIMs. Oh, I forgot. You can actually have like, I mean, not in iPhones, but you can have like phones with like dual SIMs and stuff. You know, I've never actually, I don't know of any particular reason you'd need multiple SIMs for anything. But I'm sure it's handy somewhere, right? And maybe if you're traveling, international SIM, that could be it. Like if your plan's super expensive or super cheap in the US and super expensive elsewhere, maybe you just switch over to the other SIM while you're traveling. That's a very specific niche, very particular use case, but I can see it. But what is an eSIM? I've tested the major four and chose Verizon. Yeah, Verizon seems to have, sorry about that, Verizon seems to have the most coverage, generally, at least in the US. But there are places that like T-Mobile and Sprint have that Verizon just does not. And those are usually like kind of rural places or places that are just really far off the map. And it's super nice to have like that, even if it's kind of weak. Even if it's a little bit weak, is to have that, you know, that connection still when you're on road trips. I mean, generally you're expected to kind of, you know, if you're going on a road trip, I would expect you to like, you know, bring some entertainment that isn't connected to the internet. But it's still good, you know, to have be able to call people or receive calls or whatever, even if you're traveling. I just broke off a plastic piece. I don't know if you saw that. I really do try not to destroy this laptop, but every time I open it, seems like I somehow managed to break off yet another piece of plastic. Business and personal number, same phone. Oh, okay. So are they different SIMs entirely, or is it? I don't know how eSIMs actually work. I mean, eSIM sounds like, you know, electronic SIM, right? iPhone's way of having multiple SIMs with no physical SIM in my phone. Oh, I have no physical SIM. Oh, interesting. So how does it use? I mean, I guess a SIM card is just a data storage. So there people go, showing off. Well, SIM is data storage and also a way to communicate with a cell tower. So I assume if you just re-implement the cell tower communication in your phone, right, then that should be fine. I hear more plastic spilling around in there. Oh, yep. Where did this guy go to? Did I forget to remove a screw? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Should be 10 screws. 10 screws. Okay. I just broke off a plastic piece again for the 18th time. Now the question is, where did this thing even go? And is this the thing that was rattling around in here? Yes, that feels like it would be it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those look in place. Oops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, there's my little rascal. It goes right in here. Okay, so how do I fix this? Maybe with a little bit of E5000. Get a little bit of glue.
Like, what kind of look?
Like, or E6000, whatever it was. Yeah. So SIM is just authentication, where it's whether it be physical or digital, which is why 911 still works without a SIM. Yeah. So I wonder. Yeah, I guess if you just re-implement it in software, then it's fine. Okay. Do you have glue? Period.
I have hot glue and I have Elmer's glue and double-sided tape.
Alright, well, I need a little bit of just regular tape. And then maybe a dab of hot glue.
What?
Maybe a dab of hot glue or something will help.
Okay.
It probably won't last that long, but thank you.
Here's the other glue.
Thank you. Got the world's most adorable hot glue gun.
Shut up.
It's fine. It's just the world's most adorable hot glue gun. Basically a toy. Just a hot toy. Okay, let me plug this in. Slide to shoot, can't really plug it in. Lost my keys with a tile and they're still missing since January 2019. Ah, that's not good. That sucks. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Good. A little bit of tape. First, let's put the new tile in here before I forget.
It's double-sided tape. Be careful.
Okay. Thank you. Feels like that one won't be very good. There we go. This is basically just a thief deterrent. Like, you know, it's not an expensive laptop, but it cost me $750 still. And, you know, people are gonna pawn that off for however much they can get, even if it's like 20 bucks. And so this is just basically insurance. It also lets me prove that I own it. Once I make cellular GPS trackers small enough and affordable enough, I'll get one of them for my keys. I know. I actually looked at a GPS tracker, like an actual like GPS tracker for the laptop, but it's difficult to put anything in here because of how just small it would have to be, or thin. And GPS trackers generally need to be recharged once a month, and I would need to find a way or make a way to recharge it. I guess some glue is better than no glue. Can I get that Elmer's glue? Sorry. I can't seem to find a way to plug in that. We're going Elmer's on this thing. Okay, that should be good enough, I think. I think this one over here is actually loose. Yeah, it is. I think I stripped it somehow. Install GPS trackers in vehicles. Ooh. Recharge with the way a relay would be powered. Yeah, exactly. Like, when it's in a vehicle, I mean, you have a 12-volt battery right there, right? So that's generally fine. But my problem is that I don't have a whole lot of room inside this laptop. And I'd need to find a way to stick it in here and again charge it. Wireless charging is a thing now, so that could be a possibility. I mean, there is a battery literally right here, so I could maybe try and find a way to charge it based off this battery. But it seems a little bit kind of tight in there. There's a few ways I could go about it, but again, my main issue is the space. With a vehicle, you have a ton of space, and here I have maybe this, and just this tiny little gap right here, and that's about it. The rest of it's kind of used. So I chose the tile because I only have to replace it once a year, give or take, and I mean, these ones, the larger ones, are really thin, so they work. You can just stick it right here, right on top of the battery, and it doesn't interfere with anything. When in doubt, Elmer's glue. Make sure that opening stays open. So otherwise it will be a giant pain in the ass to put a screw in there. Alright, so I'll wait for that to dry and kind of unbreak it, the laptop, and we'll set it aside. Wasn't too hard. It generally isn't, but I do keep breaking it every time I open it. The screws at this point are probably the only things even holding that bottom on. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed that the Nexus 5 didn't boot, but again, I think what I want to do then is just go onto eBay, AliExpress, see if I can find a main board for the Nexus, and then yeah. Yeah, basically I'm going to end up rebuilding the Nexus 5X, kind of from scratch. I'm hoping, again, the screen and digitizer are fine. I'm hoping they work. If so, then great. If not, then I may have to get new ones from Amazon. I did, in my search there, I did actually see, I saw a new digitizer and screen for like $25, which is kind of expensive, but it's Amazon, so hey. Hey, thank you for the follow, TND Place. I appreciate it. But we'll actually get that Nexus 5X up and running. I don't care too much about the cost. I appreciate the follow though. Thank you. It's always good sitting here chatting with people. Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I always appreciate just kind of sitting down and chatting with people, you know? It's enjoyable, it's fun. It's kind of what these streams are about, or at least these particular streams. Like the, anytime I'm doing some sort of like soldering or something like that, like again, I think tomorrow I'll probably do some soldering. Anytime I do soldering and stuff like that, I just kind of sit down and you know, put some stuff together and chill and chat with you guys, and it's a lot of fun. I prefer those kinds of streams, I think. There's the hacking streams and stuff too, which I do for educational purposes, but those aren't quite as fun since I don't spend as much time actually just sitting down and talking. It's mostly learning or teaching. These are fun. I like them. To be fair, a lot of the stream was learning too. I've never taken a phone apart, so that was the first time I've ever done it. And I'm glad it was kind of on a practice phone-ish, rather than, you know, my actual phone or something. Because I've already ruined the back of it. I'm glad nothing exploded, but this scares me. And I'm not sure how to dispose of it. That's pretty much what Luis Rosman does, solder and talk on stream. You know what? I should take a look at his channel or his streams, and just kind of see what he's doing. I'd like to maybe get some tips and tricks or something, you know. Also, I need to order some more practice boards. I ran through one now, and I'm going to start on my other practice soldering board, which actually does something when you plug it in. It'll light up, which will be really cool. So I should, I'll pull that out for next stream, then I'll get some more like through-hole and SMB soldering boards for practice. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll check out Rosman though. It seems like might be kind of my thing. But look at that battery. That is beautiful. Nice and just, oof. Just feels like it's gonna explode at any second. That's a little scary. But I did get the size of the phone down. I'm very happy about that. Like, there's some bulge here just from like when it was bulged previously. But generally, I mean, that looks a lot better than it was. So got maybe a little bit of, yeah, there's a little bit of play here, but that's probably because I just ruined the back of it. Yeah, it looks much nicer though. And again, I kind of ruined this side too, I think. Those sides look okay. I'm surprised because I thought I broke this side because of the connector here. It was also flying all around the US to talk and repair, talk right to repair bills. Before the whole pandemic, yeah. Well, I'm sure. Honestly, like, there's a couple of YouTubers that I watched that, you know, kind of had their trips or plans canceled because of the the pandemic, so it sucks, but ultimately can't really do too much about it. Oh, hey, thank you for the 700 things. What are those? I'm so sorry. I appreciate it. I don't know much about Mixer. I apologize. Does it cost 700 or 100 points to do that? I don't know. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much. I really appreciate the GG. And hello, RE70. I successfully question mark replaced the battery in this phone. Maybe semi-successfully. I replaced it and it didn't explode. I will call that a success. He's also in New York. You know, so I recently, unfortunately not New York, but I recently had a chance to go to DC. Unfortunately, that plan was canceled due to the whole pandemic thing. But yeah, I was in a team that we did a competition and we won the competition, and our prize was basically to go to DC. But unfortunately now that's been canceled, so no DC. But it was close enough to New York, you know, that maybe I could probably like do some exploring while I was there. It's semi-close. It's like, you know, a state away, but whatever. State. All the states are kind of packed in so close on the east side that, you know, it probably wouldn't matter too much. Maybe it's a really long internet idiot. Yeah, it doesn't turn on sadly, but at least it isn't in danger of exploding immediately. I'm not sure how to recycle this, but I'll figure it out. And then I've got this Verizon thing, and I think again this is probably from the what is the one carrier around here that's like that pay for what you owe kind of thing rather than a contract, and you could choose your carrier, and I think I just chose Verizon because it was it was like the best local one. I forget what it was. They had ads on TV for a while, and then they had ads on YouTube, and I think they still do actually. Can't remember who they were, but this should be like my old number and everything. I transferred the number over to Google Fi, so I'm not sure that I don't think that this works anymore, but I wouldn't want to power it on just in case. I don't want things scrambling with my numbers. Scrambling with my numbers? Yes. That was perfect English. Thanks, Alex. Good brain. DC to New York is 3 minutes and 47 seconds or 3 hours and 47 minutes. Because either way, that's actually not bad. Like, that would have been really cool to do. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen now, but, you know, it would have been cool either way. Like, I'm used to driving like 6, 8, 10 hours to places. Three hours, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'm used to driving 6, 8, 10 hours to places, so that's not bad. Like, in order to go, because I live in the mountain state, so in order to go to the mountains anywhere relaxing, it's like a 3-4 hour drive. So that's average. It's not bad. I'm glad that we were able to do this though. It was nice. I'm glad that I got the bulge down, and then like I said, I'll grab a board for this to replace the board in it and see if that works, and then try and grab a new digitizer, basically making a new phone entirely, just minus the back and front. And then I think next stream, which will be tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream, I think what I want to do is I just kind of want to, again, I like these really just chill sit and solder streams. So I think I'm going to pull out the soldering iron again and start working on that other SMB board. I don't think I've even started it, honestly. I like to try and finish that board and then put some electricity through it and see if I can light up those LEDs. Gotta get the bulge down, especially on stream. Exactly, yeah. That's what she said. That was terrible, and I apologize. And actually it took a lot longer than I thought it would. I wasn't actually expecting to spend 2 hours trying to open up a phone, but that's what happened. So I'm sorry about that, but I did learn a lot actually opening up this phone. So I'm wondering if maybe I can at some point, buy some old phones that people have tossed and repair them or something. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. I would like to maybe try and do something similar to that. First things first, I want to get this one repaired because this is my favorite. But I think I'd like to do that at some point, if possible. I don't know what I'd do with so many phones, but I could find something, I'm sure. And then, yeah, the next stream will be, see if I can find it. I have this guy here, which I believe there's contacts there. I can just put pump some electricity into. I'm not sure what the voltage is, but I can probably figure it out. But yeah, it comes with a ring of LEDs around the center, and then a bunch of resistors, capacitors, and things on the sides. That'd be really interesting to do. I'd like to do that on stream and then light it up at some point. That'd be really, really fun. So that'll probably be tomorrow's stream. I think for now we're gonna call this good. Been going for about 2 hours. It's really not bad. Yeah, I think we'll end it here for today, and then tomorrow I think I'll only do an hour. I'd like to try for like an hour on weekdays, and then on weekends do maybe a couple hours. But I have got a office to clean, unfortunately. I spent the weekend doing some cleaning of the bedroom and the office and the living room, and I dumped a bunch of stuff in the office here, and I'm just kind of rolling around cables and things, so I'm gonna spend the rest of my day cleaning essentially. So yeah, it's been nice chatting with everybody, and honestly, like, this is a lot of fun. I really like these kind of just chill and chat streams. These are probably my favorite things, just because I get to actually talk to interesting people. So it's been a lot of fun, honestly. I hope we do this again soon. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll see. You guys have fun. Don't have too much fun. I'll leave the music on just so it ends nicely, and maybe you can see me cleaning up in the background here, and then I'll go ahead and end the stream for you. You guys have fun. Enjoy.